Hi, everybody. I've got Temagami Municipal Council candidate Bob Mills from Heritage Lake on this recording for our 2022 candidate event. Bob, if you'd like to introduce yourself for us.
Yeah, I'm Bob Mills, running for election for council this year, and I'm 68 years old. I live on Heritage Lake, and I'm very interested in what's happening with Temagami as a town and as a lake as well. Anything you've got to ask me, feel free.
Great. So what I'm going to do, Bob, is give you the same 5 questions that all of the candidates have been invited to answer. And ask that we try and keep this to 5 minutes because of everybody, including mine, limited attention span. So the first question is, what does good and sustainable economic development look like for Temagami in the short and longer terms, in your opinion?
The economic development in Temagami in short term doesn't look well because there's no one to create any development. First of all, there's hardly any people that live here anymore. Businesses are few and far between. And long term, yeah, I think long term is possible, but we need to get the government involved because without the government being involved in Temagami, we're uh, wasting our time, basically. I hate to tell you that, but um, we need the government money to get things going so that we can move ahead and have a place for people to live so people will come and work and we can move ahead with the whole community thing. Until that happens, I'm afraid it's not looking good for us.
Okay, sounds very reasonable to me. Bob, do lake water quality and healthy natural ecosystems matter to you? And should they be a priority for the Temagami Municipal Council? Water quality and healthy natural ecosystems.
Oh, there's nothing more important. I'm going to tell you, we think the price of gas and fuel for our heating is important. Well, guess what? Water is more important. Um, in the near future, water is going to be a controlling thing in the world. Our water all over the world is going down very fast. So we have to save it. And to do that, we have to work together and in our community with the water cleaning up systems. I forget, not the right word, but anyway, uh, if we don't stay on top of that, I'm going to tell you we're in big, big trouble. If we stay on top of it, we're going to have some big money sitting in our hands because there's too many people and too many places are just letting it go, and that is a real big mistake. There's money to be made on it, but only if we take care of it. And in our area, it's more really important. Like, who wants to live in Lake Temagami if you had polluted water? Is the fishing going to be any good on Temagami with polluted water? No. So it's very, very important, and it's something that the council is going to have to stay right on top of. If it'd be a huge, huge mistake to let it go.
Okay, Bob, what relationship would you like to see and work towards between the permanent residents, seasonal residents, and First Nations people, all of whom live in Temagami?
Well, you know what? Without everybody working together, nothing is going to go anywhere. And I don't care if it's First Nation, they have to work with us. The island people, they have to work with us. The people that live on mainland, they have to work with us. Everybody has to work together. Without everybody working together, nothing positive is going to happen. And if people think it is, they're just fooling themselves. It takes everybody to work as a group, as oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Almost like a union, you know, we all have to work together and do our thing, and we all have to give a little bit and take a little bit. But you know, honesty amongst us all is very, very important. You see what's happening with the world. Everybody's hiding everything from each other, and it doesn't work. Our little world here works the same way. You know, if we need to be honest with each other and work together, and if we do that, the future will probably look pretty good for us.
This is your interview, not mine, but I've always felt and still feel that Temagami could be a model for the entire world as far as collaboration and working together, and is more important today than ever. But back to you, not Paul.
Isn't that the truth?
What is your position, Bob, regarding the development of Lake Temagami mainland?
Well, that's pretty interesting because I think I'm being taken out of context with that. The mainland Temagami has got to stay as the way it is as long as possible. What I tried to tell people is somewhere down the line it's going to change. Big money is going to get involved, and mainland growth is going to happen. Do we want it to happen? No. Do we want our lake to stay the way it is and forever and ever? Yeah, without a doubt. Reality says it's not going to. So my way of thinking is we need to look into how we can control that change. Sure, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but boy, I'll tell you, it's going to happen someday, and we don't want to be caught with our pants down. So, do we want uh, mainland uh, development? No, we don't want mainland development. Do we want to see more work being done on the islands? The islands are there. Why don't we use them? I just think it's plain as the nose in your face. Like, we just don't want a big change immediately. We don't want to be caught with our pants down. We want to have everything, our ducks all in order so we can control what happens. That's what I was trying to say at the meeting, and people took it out of context. Um, do I want to see big changes on the lake? No, I don't want to see big changes on the lake. Would I vote for something like that? Boy, I got to tell you, it would have to be something extraordinarily good for everybody, and I just don't see that happening. So that's my opinion.
Okay, and appreciate your thoughtfulness in this, and I think you made it clear that how you're looking towards the future. One last question, Bob. As a counselor in the coming term of office, what is one accomplishment that you would like to achieve that would impact seasonal residents and Lake Temagami specifically? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Yeah, I'm kind of fortunate in some ways. I know quite a few of the politicians. I know some of the politicians that are in Parliament, and we need to work on them to bring some money to our little town here so that we can move ahead. That sounds maybe not as hard as it really is. It's going to be really hard. Although we do have one politician here, and his name is Anthony Rota, that seems to be favoring us big time. And I'm a personal friend of his, actually. And I'm going to be really giving him a little lean on, if I can, to do something for us because without government money, I'm going to tell you, anything that's going to happen to Magmi is going to be very small and not a big help to us. And if we're going to move ahead in any way, shape, or form, we have to have government money. That's the only way it's going to happen. So we need to pony up with with the government, and you know, sometimes I don't know, that's a really good idea, but in this case, that's the only way we're going to make things change here in Temagami. And um, boy, I gotta tell you, it's going to be a tough go, but I'm willing to do my best for it.
Well, that's great, Bob, and best of luck with the upcoming election.